Hey everybody, I'm Kate Conroy,
And I'm Vinny Civitello.
and this is Other People's Business, which is the podcast from the New Jersey Business and Industry Association, the largest statewide business association in the country. We release a new episode every other Wednesday, so be on the lookout for those. Shout out to New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance Group. They do home, auto, and workers' comp, and they are the official sponsor of the show, so check them out if you need some updated coverage.
Awesome. So just a couple of housekeeping matters before we get started. This podcast is available anywhere you can get a podcast. That's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon's Alexa, really anywhere. We also put them on YouTube in case you're not into that whole podcast thing. But if you are into that whole podcast thing and you find your way onto iTunes, we would totally love a 5-star review. Helps us get discovered by more awesome listeners just like you. So with all that out of the way, today from the New Jersey Elder Law Center is Clelia Pergola. Say hi. Let the audience hear your voice.
Hi, everyone. I'm so glad to be here today.
We are so happy to have you here today.
Yes.
I beat you to it.
You did. Beat me to it.
Enthusiasm.
Exactly. Okay, so today's icebreaker is, what are you currently binging? And I usually say that this doesn't have to be TV. It can be any fiction of any kind, books, movies, although Tom Phillips did introduce food the last time he was on. So if you're binging cake right now or cake batter right now, because it's COVID times and things are stressful, no judgment.
So I was afraid that you were going to judge me on mine, but now that you said that about food, I feel better. I'm binging Bold and the Beautiful.
Oh my God.
Yes. It's a
I didn't even know that was still on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say it's like 70 something seasons, 73 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandmother used to watch it, and you tend to take on what your parents took on, and I decided to take on Bold and the Beautiful.
Wow.
Luckily,
That was
you can catch it very quickly because they're doing the same thing for like 4 weeks.
Is this something that you're like, is this a recent thing that you've gotten into, or have you always been into Bold and the Beautiful?
So I was into Bold and the Beautiful when towards the end of her life when she had Alzheimer's. So I thought I could connect with her more by watching Bold and the Beautiful. No, my grandmother.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't know when in the timeline that was. Yeah.
Although that might come into play, I'm not really sure.
You never know. I mean, with these soap operas, yeah. Okay, so go ahead. Sorry.
So so then I had to catch up, and so I started binge watching the other seasons.
Are you home during COVID? Like, do you go into the office at all? Because I know they play these things during the day. I was going to ask you if it's kind of distracting.
I know, it's like, how much detail do I really want to admit about this? No, I go to the office at my business partner's home. So no, I don't watch it during the day. I do it at nighttime.
Fair enough.
That was my go-to in high school. Bold and the Beautiful and Young and the Restless were my go-tos when I was in high school. And I don't remember at what point I stopped watching, because you would think that in college it would be easier to watch because I could, like, if I wanted to, schedule my classes around when it airs. It was much harder to catch up on it in high school. I don't remember how I did that exactly. But yeah, it fell off my radar at some point, but I always think back fondly to all those characters.
Yeah, I would never judge. I'm into comic books and everything, and that's basically a soap opera. So.
Yeah, that's true. That's totally true.
Do you collect them?
For the most part, I mean, not as much as I used to. Like I think I have pretty much everything I want, and now I just kind of read every so often. But yeah.
Can you get comic books at the library or on your Kindle? Like, do you have to buy? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, in fact, that's why I don't really collect as much as I used to, because especially ever since I got the kid, there is enough stuff coming into this house. If I want to be entertained these days, I try to do that digitally. Just
I like
keep the flow of things coming into the house at a minimum.
I like how you say that, like you picked her up at Costco. Ever since I got the kid.
Ever since I got the kid, like ever since she strolled on through the door, like she owns the place. So yeah.
Oh my God.
Kate, what have you been binging?
Shameless. It came out on season 10 came out on Netflix. I want to say back in like August or September, and there was just too much else going on elsewhere, you know, The Boys, and I don't even know what else. So, but I finally was like looking for something, and I was scrolling through the My List on Netflix, and I stumbled across it again, and I was like, oh, I never caught up on that. So I'm working my way. I think I'm on like season 8 now of Shameless, and it's not season 8, episode 8 of season 10. Sorry, and it's okay. I feel like they hit their stride around season 5, 6, and it's not great anymore, but it's still good enough that I'm like, I'm entertained. It's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now
Years
it's like a
ago.
project.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. Exactly.
No, I was gonna
I
say years ago I watched Smallville, and that show was amazing for seasons 1, 2, and 3, and it went on for 10 years, and it was like a nosedive after 5, and you just kept watching it because you're like, this has got to be the last year, right? Like, you know.
So like at the end of every season, they do this big change up or this big, not cliffhanger, but shuffle the cards. And like by the end of episode 2 of the next season, everything is just sort of back where it was supposed to be. And I'm just like, oh, okay, well, nothing has really changed. There's been no growth. There's been no learning. These characters are just not nice people.
It's kind of like Bold and the Beautiful.
Mm,
You can catch right up.
mm.
Yeah. Then what are you binging?
So I don't know how it got here, but there's like this giant tub of cookie dough that says right on the tub, like, you can eat this raw.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing, first of all, that now we were allowed to eat it. Your whole life, the mantra has been like, look, you want to roll the dice, by all means, go ahead, but like, it's not good for you. Now they write it right on the thing, like, look, it's okay, we're not going to judge you. So I've been diving into that, but no, I've actually been binging. I've been playing this game, Rise of the Tomb Raider. If you've ever heard of the Tomb Raider franchise, this is like a 14-hour Indiana Jones movie, so it's been really cool. It's the second part of a trilogy. I played the first one like 5 years ago, and I kept saying, like, I'm gonna finish this thing at some point, and no time like COVID to do the things on your to-do list. So that's where I've been.
Yeah. Isn't that true?
There's like a finish line, like it's not like a Call of Duty thing where
No, yeah,
there's like,
it's a defined story. I can't play stuff like that. First of all, I'm terrible at them. Like, I jump into the game and I am dead within like a quarter of a second. And then you've got like 12-year-olds hovering over you, like waiting for you to come back to life just so they can kill you again. I'm like, no. So it's just me. I'm not online playing with anybody else. I'm just playing through the story. And then I just finished it, so maybe tomorrow, or I'll give it a week. I don't know. There was 5 years in between the last one. I'll jump into the third part. So yeah.
that's
Nice.
like the break. What's the movie? The Breakup, where he's playing with online with a kid and he's like telling the kid off.
Oh yeah.
That's just
No, that's real. Kids are savages. Okay.
So my son plays I don't know if I'm going to be rated as a bad mom right now, but I'll be willing to put it out there. So he plays Fortnite. He's 7. He can only play it for a certain amount of time. But anyway, I'm like, you're not in some strange world, right? Like, you're not, like, I make sure he's not like talking to people, but it's yeah, I know my son's one of those people.
You kind of walk by the door, you hear like a string of obscenities, and you're just like, hmm.
He's 7. I'm sure it's not like that.
Hmm.
No. He's
I don't know. I've
not.
never actually played Fortnite. I don't know whether or not you're able to talk to people. I assume you can, but I don't know.
You can, but parental controls. So I just got a hold of parental controls. I didn't even know like how detailed you could get. Like all of a sudden, so I figured out the parental controls, or I think I figured it out, although I turned some stuff on, let's put it that way. And then I gave him back the iPad and he's like, Mommy, Fortnite disappeared. I'm like, really? I don't know if that happened. Get back to me. I'll have to look into that. And so apparently, like, I can like make it disappear at certain parts of the day, or if he goes like over hours. So I told him it's Apple monitoring him.
That's a big deal for them these days.